saw it and जब मैं scroll करती थी Insta पे कि this is what Nike has created for Liverpool's third kit and
Welcome back, guys, to wager number 4. Today's match of discussion, Man United versus Liverpool. It's a very new and hyped up rivalry. So that's why this time we've invited Indie Kop, one of India's top Liverpool fans, to give us the whole picture of what to expect. But before we start, guys, just want to let you know we unanimously decided that Anvay lost the previous wager, and boy, we made him do a bad punishment. Here it is.
Since Mayan and Krishna both have done wagers and I'm the one who's left out, now it's my turn. Here we go. I think my time has come. Like James Bond would say, there's no time to die. Excellent wager, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another wager episode here at the Front 3 podcast. Today we have a special guest with us, Miss Nikita Garg. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you all? Thank you for inviting me.
Doing
The
great.
pleasure is all ours. So, if you can't tell already, she is a very avid Liverpool fan. And which is interesting for this video because we have Liverpool versus United upcoming this Sunday, the 24th, 2 days away at the time of recording. So, let's get the bases on. Firstly, let's talk about past performances. Starting with Liverpool, they've been pretty rock solid. 8 games played in the Premier League, undefeated. Mohamed Salah at the top of his form, about to break Jamie Vardy's record of 11 consecutive goals. United, on the other hand, has been a little shaky, losing a little, drawing a little. So, not the best form they've ever seen, especially from their main man, Cristiano Ronaldo. So, let's see what you guys' views are. Starting with Krishna, what do you think?
Yeah, so in terms of past performances, United haven't been doing the best. In the Premier League, we got 1 point from 9 possible points. That too against very like mid-table, lower-table teams. And I said this in our previous episode also. After those kind of performances, what you'd expect against Liverpool is not the best. You'd expect them to get the 3 points, but we did have a great. I won't say great, but we had quite a good midweek fixture. In which we had a great comeback and. I'd say hopefully this is where the momentum starts building up because once you win one match, it moves on to 2, moves on to 3. So especially if you start beating tough opponents like Liverpool who are playing, and then we do have a very tough round of fixtures. So I think the momentum of winning the previous match has done a good job for us, but we still have a lot to work on.
Like Krishna said, I mean, to a certain extent, I agree with him that it will be a tough fixture to a certain extent. They can, of course, like you said, Salah, Mane, and Firmino, all our front three are coming back and proving to be the best in the world. I guess to a certain extent, you can say that. And well, if you look at this particular fixture and if you look at how we've done so far, I mean, if you watch the Atletico game, I think everyone was rock solid, especially Alisson. And I'm hoping he can save us with Cristiano Ronaldo being in the box the entire game. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited, and the only thing that I'm kind of not looking forward to is the fact that it's not a home game. Because if it was at Anfield, then I would have had that reassurance, that satisfaction that matlab it's at Anfield. The fans will have our back, and it won't be as hard as we expect it to be. But coming to Old Trafford and winning will definitely be a statement.
I think, like always, it's a very classic fixture, Liverpool versus Manchester United, and it's going to be really fun to watch. And I'm sure that it's not going to be disappointing at all because, come on, it's Liverpool and we never disappoint whenever it comes to any fixture because even if we are losing, I think we lose with style. So I think that I'm quite excited about this fixture. So we're yet to see that, how this pans out for us. Obviously, there is a little bit confidence because we have been performing very well. We're in really good form. We're in really good shape. As a team, we have a lot of confidence right now and we have been performing good. So I'm quite happy about that. But going into this fixture and thinking that it'll be an easy win for us, I don't think that's going to happen that way because, come on, one of the best players in the world as counted as Cristiano Ronaldo is playing for Manchester United. No doubt we have Mohamed Salah and he is clearly the best right now. But let's not forget that there's always a debate about Messi and Ronaldo would be wanting to prove himself in this match. So I'm quite excited to see, how this pans out. And I wish that Mo Salah shines in this match. So that's all I can say right now about this fixture.
Let's see. Another interesting thing that I found that both the teams have a good defense. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez or Matip, whoever starts, is a very like go-to defense that has proven like itself like hundreds of times. But and Varane and Maguire can be a shining duo if they work together. But something interesting is that both of their midfield, especially holding midfield, are not as strong as like you would expect. So how do you think that would affect the play? Because at United, they obviously lack some kind of defensive slash holding midfielder, which they try to fulfill using Fred, and we all know how that works out. And even Liverpool, to an extent, like obviously Jordan Henderson, Milner, and Naby Keita, they're all like good midfielders. Even Thiago, but I don't think any of them would be I would call world class personally. So, how do you think that affects the line of play, Krishna?
Okay, so first of all, if you talk from United's perspective, I'll correct you there. So Varane isn't going to play, of course. So it's going to be because he's
Oh,
injured. So it's going to be Maguire and I think most probably Lindelof. But coming to our midfield, of course, huge problems. And considering the type of football Liverpool play, the very attacking, pressing type football, I wouldn't be too surprised if Ollie goes back to playing, McFred. You have Fred and McTominay as the midfield pivot. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. But another blow in our midfield is, I mean, I got the news around 2 hours ago that Fernandez might be out. Very high chance he's out. So I guess Pogba would fill in for him as the attacking midfielder. But let's see, that's a huge blow for us. And I think Liverpool must capitalize there.
I mean, obviously that'll be advantage for us. But again, if you look at the way Liverpool play, the way we play a high line, we play on counters. And now that Varane is in there, the one man who probably could stop the counters, I think that's a big satisfaction. And now I can just rest my back and sleep like a baby. So yeah, I think that reassures me a lot. But I mean, again, anything can happen because Oli's been so inconsistent this season because sometimes he goes on to lose to teams like, I mean, I can't even say, and then he ties, then again he's relying on Cristiano Ronaldo to get him back up there. So anything can really happen, and like Krishna was saying, that United will try to bounce back and they will try to get the hopes of the fans back up. So anything can happen. But from a Liverpool perspective, I think Klopp is just going to go all out, and no thinking about this. He's just going to decimate United this game.
Mrs. Indie Kop. So, what do you think?
Well, like Krishna was saying that BRUNO is not available. I mean, is there some what has really happened? Is he injured or something?
Yeah.
So BRUNO picked up a knock after the Atlanta game and he missed out training on Thursday as well for United. So there's a certain uncertainty right now.
All right. So it's not very sure that he'll be available, but then probably he can be. Is it like that?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 50-50 right now for Bruno Fernandes. I think that'll be a huge blow for Manchester United, obviously, because Bruno is creating massive number of chances for Manchester United. And obviously, no doubt that he sometimes goes too forward. So if he can, if he's in the middle and play as an attacking midfielder, he creates such good chances. That's what he did for Rashford as well. So obviously, that's going to be a huge blow for Manchester United if Bruno is not available. That's what I feel. But then also, I spoke about this with, I guess, Drogba, that Bruno has been playing in every match for Manchester United since the day he has come, and he has been playing in international matches as well. So I think that this was the right time for him to take some time off, not with obviously Liverpool match. I would have loved it if he was available too, because it's always fun to play matches against the full playing 11 team and not कि आधे injured है या कुछ ऐसा, तो उसमें ही ज़्यादा मजा आता है. But then definitely I saw it coming that Bruno had been playing a lot of matches. So then talking about the midfield, definitely there thoda problem chal raha है अभी Manchester United के midfield में. So the double pivot that Ole plays with Pogba, and sometimes he pairs him up with McTominay. So sometimes it's Fred. So sometimes ये जो double pivot का formation चलता है, so I think that doesn't work properly because सब attacking mode में चल जाते हैं, and we see that there's not a proper central defensive midfielder here for Manchester United. So that causes a lot of disturbance, and also when there's a defensive line and that becomes 4-2-4, so there's a lot of gap that they have to cover. So I think that is what is causing a lot of problem for Manchester United right now. But then if we talk about Liverpool, so I think midfield दोनों का almost same है. We just have we have Fabinho as a CDM, and then Hendo goes on the right, and then for that left position. Sometimes it's Keita, sometimes it's we fill it up with Milner. But then obviously having Keita there, and when you know that it's a team like Liverpool who every player has to do the defensive work as well, and we see that Keita is not doing that very well. So then we have to put James Milner there. We can use Keita for his creativity. He's such a good player, but then he needs to do that defensive work. You can't put Keita there in the left position and expect that, United won't exploit that thing in the midfield. So obviously, even if that United is not strong in the midfield, Liverpool is also not that strong. So I think the match is going to be quite even. So then we have seen that Trent Alexander-Arnold is facing a little issues when it comes to the defensive duties. But then that is also because when we start attacking, 2-3 goals हम मार लेते हैं, अलग confidence आ जाता है कि यार ये मैच जीत जाएंगे, and then everybody goes in that attacking mode. तो वो attacking mode में जब सब चले जाते हैं ना, तब किसी को दिखता नहीं है कि यार defense भी करना है.
Yeah, I mean, I agree
So-
because sorry to cut you off there, Anvay, but I think I saw it in the match against Chelsea, especially when we were one man down. Even players like Van Dijk and all, they were all up near our area. And the back was basically very exposed. If we had someone like Timo Werner back then, we would have we might have capitalized on it, created a couple chances and missed some goals and shot the ball into like Rosie or something, because that's Timo Werner. And so also, one thing I'd like to point out is that, I think Anvay touched upon it a little, that United's defense is also pretty vulnerable, considering Mohamed Salah, Fabinho, and Mane are pretty good with their pace and they're pretty fast players, and they can capitalize on like creating fast chances, which the United defenders might not be able to keep up with that well, considering Varane isn't here.
Yeah.
When he's the only one who can like go back for recovery runs. I don't think I've ever seen Harry Maguire run back for recovery. And even if he tried to, I don't think he would be able to. He's not, like, let's admit, the defense isn't that fast. So
Yeah,
that's something which Klopp might press on very badly. And then I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet
no doubt.
against United, but they can make a like very good comeback. And okay, speaking of which, I think we can move on to our final opinions on how the game will pan out and maybe give our final predictions. So let's switch it around. How about we start with Mrs. Indie Kop today? This time, what do you think?
I think about the match, I think that if you're talking about the prediction of the match, I think I've been saying this a lot, that I think that it's going to be a draw. So it's going to be a 2-2, even though I want that Liverpool should win, obviously. But then even if we get a draw at Old Trafford, I would be happy. कि चलो इतना होता है तो ठीक है, हम अगर इतना मैनेज कर पाए, because you never know that Ronaldo को एंड में उसके अंदर क्या आ जाए and he scores the winning goal, because वो हो सकता है. तो I would hope कि वो ना हो, because वो last minute वाले goals ना are very irritating when your team is not the one scoring that last minute equalizer. So yeah, obviously that is going to hurt a lot. But then about the match, I can say that I think it's going to be a very interesting match. I hope that it's not that dull wala match that you have such high expectations from, but then everything dials down and वो पूरा hype जो create किया होता है, it becomes such a boring match to watch, and then you feel like जो भी है बस end करो, final whistle हो जाए, and that's it. We don't want to watch anymore. I don't think that that's going to happen with the Klopp's team, but you never know. अगर एक red card वगैरह मिल जाता है and then they park the bus and then that's what you expect. But with Atletico Madrid, I don't think that happened, because they went for the attack mode even after that when they got the red card at 53rd minute, Griezmann's card. So let's just hope that एक equal match रहे and fun match रहे and कोई इंजरी ना हो लिवरपूल के लिए. I'll be satisfied with it, क्योंकि आगे बहुत कुछ खेलना है अभी. So we can't afford that. We don't have depth in the squad. So I would just want कि इंजरी ना हो किसी का, बाकी बस draw हो जाए, and that's my prediction. I think it will be 2-2.
Okay, how about you, Anvay?
So, like you said, I mean, I hope it won't be a draw, because I'm expecting us to win 2-1. I'm actually pretty I'm excited, but at the same time, like you were saying, Ronaldo kabhi maar deta hai wo goal when no one's expecting. So that's the only thing I'm concerned about, because I hope we keep a clean sheet, but keeping a clean sheet at Old Trafford will just be too crazy. And I honestly don't see that happening, but I hope our team proves us wrong. And the same thing is that, when you saw us against City, we played an excellent game, but first half was just too disheartening. So I just hope that we don't have the same start. I hope we have a super, super fast, very high intensity game like throughout. But anything can happen against United. So let's see. And yeah, my final predictions are 2-1 to Liverpool.
And finally, someone who believes in United, Krishna. What do you say?
Yeah, someone who believes in United. This time only because we're playing at home. If this game was not at Old Trafford, and if it was at Anfield, I would have comfortably said it's 3-0, 4-0 loss. I would have very confidently said that. But just the fact that it's at home and we're coming off a very what do I say, exhilarating win against Atalanta. We've passion se jeete hain hum. I would love that, like I said, I would love that momentum to roll on, especially with the players. And I really think we win this one. But again, we're not going to keep a clean sheet. There's no doubt that there's no way. I think Mo Salah is going to go at it again. He's going to exploit our whole defense. So I would I would say they score first. So and we come back. So 2-1. Second half, FC takes it. Yeah, that's my final predictions.
So we spoke about the predictions, but a couple of other points. So everyone's talking about Ole left, right, and center. But do you think if Liverpool beat United, like a humiliating loss, you think it could be the last game for Ole for Manchester United? So first, I'll ask you. Then Krishna, you can give the opinion, because
So,
we saw something. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Come on, finish your question. What is
Yeah.
what is the question? Yeah.
No. So I was saying that, similarly, like we saw earlier with Mourinho when Shaqiri scored the goal, and then after that, right after that game, Mourinho got sacked. So maybe something similar. But as a Liverpool fan, I hope Ole stays on for the entire season and keeps bottling the games for United. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like we are mentioning that game, just Shaqiri scored twice, and that game when he came as a substitute, I think that was one of my favorite matches that I watched, because I didn't really have an expectation that Liverpool will win that match, and then Shaqiri comes on and he scores such good goals, and we win that match, and Mourinho was sacked, and obviously this is how it all happened. But now talking about Ole, I wouldn't obviously want Ole to be sacked, but then just imagine how lucky this manager is, Ole. So lucky that अगर players चाहते Atlanta वाले game में, they could have like performed bad and Ole sack हो सकता था, because वो वाला loss and then Liverpool वाला loss consecutively, imagine what it would have done to his position as a manager in Manchester United. But उसको इतना support है players का, that the way they performed in that second half of that Atlanta game, I think that was very good. If Manchester United plays like that against Liverpool in the entire match, because come on, Atlanta and Liverpool में difference है. Liverpool के साथ एक history है, there's a rivalry, so they are not going to come very easy कि यार नहीं खेलना है, आराम से खेलेंगे, ओले को sack करते हैं, ऐसा कुछ तो होने नहीं वाला है. So which is why I feel this is going to be a very difficult match. And yes, definitely, if Ole wins this match, that is going to strengthen his position a lot, that he could be the manager for quite some time then.
No, but
And-
don't you think it's almost running into a cycle? He performs badly, and then when he comes under pressure, then he performs well, and then people are saying he solidified himself, and then back. So
Exactly, that is what is happening. I'm feeling like जितने भी Manchester United fans से बात करें, they are like so confused right now what to expect and what not to expect, because that is what is happening. Consistency is sometimes very, even if you're not performing well, हर match में गलत perform कर रहे हो, and then also it's satisfactory कि ठीक है यार नहीं अच्छा खेल रहे हैं, हमारा season खराब चल रहा है. But एक game तुम इतना अच्छा खेल लेते हो that it feels like you're going to win the league, and then next match ऐसा हो जाता है कि what is this team? So which is why वो ज़्यादा hurt करता है when you can't even make your mind up कि what is happening with your team, which are your like playing 11, what is the tactics of the manager, you don't know what is really happening with that. So obviously this is really weird. I think that Ole is going to get sacked kabhi na kabhi, for sure that is going to happen. Maybe not now, because उसको backing बहुत है, everybody is like backing him even now, even after the matches that he had. So हो सकता है maybe next year we can see in January or something that if Manchester United is not performing with this team, with this star-studded team that they have right now, so maybe we can see that happening in January or something. But I don't think that right now you can see Ole getting sacked. So December tak, I think his position is quite clear that he will be there in the Manchester United as a manager.
I just have to I think it's a bit debatable, because I was actually checking United's fixtures. In the next 6 fixtures, we face Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Watford. So I really don't know what to say. I hope we win most of them, but honestly speaking, as a United fan, I think at least the Chelsea one and the Liverpool one, it'll be hard to win, but let's see. I mean, I think now it's a very career defining moment for Oli. Yeah.
You don't think that Manchester City wala fixture is going to be hard against United?
Manchester derby ka matlab, you have that alag wala passion, so I can't. I just can't.
Yeah, that's something consistent about Ole. Like he might lose to like Watford or whatnot, but he'll never lose.
Yeah.
He'll never lose to Man City. I can say that because he has that hatred. Even when I remember when Ronaldo was about to go to Man City, and there was in a
Yeah.
press conference, Ole just like started shouting at the cameraman that if you play for Man United, you don't go to Man City. So he has that passion in him. He's been like a treble winning Man United player, so he has that passion. I think that his reputation also it's starting to go down because obviously he has backing from the players, from the board and everything. But like, see, the thing is, how long will United wait? Because I think he's been here like 4.5 seasons. If this was Chelsea, he'd be sacked. He would be long gone, like Lampard. Sack him
Yeah.
mid-season. भगाओ इसे कोई किसी experienced manager को लाओ. So that like I don't know how long can United wait, because I am pretty confident unless Ronaldo just goes back to his prime and starts scoring 60 goals a season, I don't think United have a chance at a trophy that, like, especially a prestigious one at that. So,
Sure.
And so yeah, and for the game versus Liverpool, I'm just neutral. I just want to see good football.
But are you not like looking at the points table saying ki, agar draw hua, you just have 1 point for each, and the gap increases for Chelsea? Nothing like that.
I mean, we don't need that. We don't need that in extra gap. We're gonna. It's a smooth ride.
I think it's too early to predict anything in the table right now.
Yeah.
Like I remember I'm making this video last year in December that, look who is at the top of the table, and it was Liverpool. And I was like, come on, this is our season, and see how it crumbled all down. And January, February is the time that, you have to think a lot. कि यार क्या होने वाला है? उस time पे तो मैं एकदम pray करके बैठी होती कि भाई बस ये वाला January वाला time निकल जाए, because that is when we start losing from everyone. So I think it's too early to predict anything right now. So I'm happy कि जो भी है top of the table पे रहे.
So I think that's it for today, guys. So the final predictions from Anvay, it was
2-1 to Liverpool.
Krishna, it was 2-1 to United, and Indie Kop thinks that it's going to be a 2-2 tie, which is pretty interesting considering I guess you've been a long time Liverpool fan.
Yes, definitely.
So interesting to see. So I think we're going to bring this part to a close. Do watch the next part to see who after who loses and who wins after the match, and see who does the forfeit. Let's see if Krishna has to eat another raw egg, or will Anvay have to smack his face against the wall. Let's see. So thank you for watching this episode, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Signing off.
Thank you,
All
guys.
right, bye everyone. Bye.